So it was 1995. I was an assistant manager at a bagel shop in Kingston, Pennsylvania. We had a very affluent customer base, and at 6 a.m. every morning, the madness started. People would just mob the shop. There was one customer that I would make eye contact with as he came in. His name was Ned, and I would know when he looked at me that he wanted his regular order, which was an everything bagel, toasted with regular cream cheese, but lightly spread to go. How many years later, and I can still remember that. What I couldn't get is why my employees couldn't remember that. Or why, when they were seeing him walk in the door, they weren't prepping his meal. Most of our customers came in the same day, the same time, ordered the same thing. I got madder and madder by the day. And so then, of course, I said, that's it, management by intimidation. And I called them all an idiot in front of everybody. Shortly after that, we had a lot of turnover. I couldn't figure out why. It took me a long time, 15 years, to realize that I was part of the problem. And the only reason I realized it was because I had a mentor who talked to me in a manner that didn't put me on the defense. And that meant the world to me. And it made me change. I've come a long way. I have a long way to go. I screw up daily. But I'm quicker to make amends and say I'm sorry and move on. We're all work in progress, right? Don't you wish that you had the guts to say, dear leader, you might be part of the problem? I want everybody to close their eyes, just so nobody else can see who raised their hands, and raise your hand if you want to have the guts to say, dear leader, you might be part of the problem. Okay, you can open your eyes and put your hands down. What we're going to do today is we're going to give you the guts to say just that. 3 things we wish our leaders know. Your personality annoys people. Common sense isn't common, and you suck at communicating. What we're going to do today is go over the DISC personality style, but we're going to do it using cars. So DISC is a personality assessment. It's a derivative of Myers-Briggs, just much easier. Why are we going to use cars? It's just easier to remember. You're probably not going to agree with the cars that I chose, so just go with it. It's just for illustrative purposes. So with that said, let's get started. The first personality style, the car that I want to show you, is a Beamer. They are known as the D personality style. Fast-paced, direct, action-oriented, in charge. And they have all the bells and whistles in that car so they can multitask and get things done. Sound familiar? The next personality style is the Porsche, which is known as the I personality style, influential. They are the center of attention. They are people-oriented. They're emotions-driven. And as a Porsche will do, they'll go down some crazy road just because it's pretty. Oh, look, squirrel. Also sound familiar? And next we have the Kia. This is the S personality style. Stable, sensible, supportive. They have all the snacks in the car. They're taking care of everybody. They're making sure everything's getting done. Very methodical in their decision making, and above all, they do not want to hurt anybody's feelings. Sound about right? Yeah. And then we have the Toyota Prius. Very conscientious. They have spent months researching the data for this car. They have read the car manual and wrote comments in it. They've made the corrections. They've gotten all the facts. They've gotten all the data. Slow and steady wins the race, and they're always right. Anybody here identify with that? You may not agree with the cars that I've chosen, and you may not agree that they fit those personality styles. But we all have all of these personality styles within us. One style is often more dominant than the other style. And so think about that when you're working with other people, when you're working with your leader that you wish you had the guts to say something to, or when you're reflecting upon yourself. We're all a little bit of a hybrid, right? But why can't we get along? Today I'm going to show you some quick tips. Again, very quick tips. We could be here for hours showing you how to get along with other cars on the road. The D and the I are very fast-paced. So the Beamer and the Porsche, very fast-paced. They want things done. They want it done yesterday. On the other hand, this S and the C, so the Kia and the Prius, are much more methodical in their decision-making. They take a lot longer to make a decision and commit to it. On this side over here, the D and the C are focused on facts and tasks, where the I and the S are emotions and relationships. You think that can cause some drifts in communications and priorities? If you are speaking to a D and you want to get something from them, whether it's a sale, whether it's an employee saying, I need you to do something, whether you're managing up and say, I need something from you, the way you speak to a D is you use bullet items. You quickly say it. You don't have this 20-minute conversation that could be said in 20 seconds. I'm a D. We will lose it. Our eyes will go back in the head, or we will just walk away and just shut down. You want to give them solutions, not problems, and they're just going to pick one because they trust you and they value you. You've already done the research, so don't get upset that they're not looking at this piles of research. Just give them the solution and they will pick it. The I's, if you are dealing with an I, again, as a customer and as an employee, as a leader, you have to speak with inspiration. They are inspired all the time. They want praise upon themselves. So if you're just throwing problems at them, it's going to turn them off. So make sure you are fast-paced and energetic with the I. If you're coming at them with problems, again, they're going to turn off and go away. If you're dealing with the S personality style, very supportive, you need to be very supportive and show direction. They don't want anyone to be upset, so they're rarely going to say, I disagree with you. They're also rarely going to make a decision as quick as other people because they don't want to hurt other people's feelings. So they may go around, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? S's do tend to get walked all over. So you have to be very careful and you have to make sure that you're protecting them. And then finally, the C, conscientious, stable, long, drawn-out conversations. Be prepared for it. If you're talking to them and they are your boss, you need to make sure that you have all the facts because they will find your mistakes. They are right. They've got to be right. And that's all there is to it. And so make sure you're giving them the time to make decisions. You can't just throw solutions at them right away. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Is that going to help with your conversations when you go back?
Yes.
What you need to do is, if you're interested in changing your own personality style, I challenge you to do acting lessons. So in my book, Chapter 10, or on my website, you could download them for free. Change your personality style for just 15 minutes a day. That's it. 15 minutes a day for 20 working days. Change your personality style and see how other people now react towards you. It'll be an eye-opener, but you have to do it. You really, really have to do it and put yourself in other people's shoes. The second thing that we want our leaders to know, common sense isn't common. We've all said that. He has no common sense, right? I know you've said it. I probably said it today. Again, I'm not perfect. Work in progress here. Common sense is like deodorant. The people who need it most never use it. Why is common sense not common? It's because with humans, we don't learn through osmosis. We learn through training and repetitive behavior and conversations. We often assume that somebody else is teaching our neighbors, our kids, our colleagues, our team, some skill that is common to us. But what's really happening is the schools aren't teaching that skill anymore because of some reason. It may be obsolete. It may be not used as much. Technology is taking over a great deal of our communication, right? So do we have cursive writing in schools? No. Does that mean that person has no common sense? No. It means they don't have that skill. The point is, common sense isn't a sense, it's a skill. And it's a skill that is repetitive over and over and over. Like riding a bike, driving a car, cursive handwriting, sewing, ironing, cooking. A lot of skills that are kind of gone away, right? Because they've been replaced by something else, whatever that might be. Takeout. Common sense is actually a set of skills. So next time you hear yourself going, okay, he has no common sense, think about it. This brings me to a story when I was presenting a topic on generations. How many people here write checks? You do know you can do this online, right? Wow, that was a lot of people. So this is the story. I get done doing a presentation on understanding generations to improve communication. And I sit down at the table, there's a lunch, and the lady next to me goes, I have failed as a parent. And I said, okay, well, what do you mean? And she proceeds to tell me that, well, I have a 22-year-old daughter, and she was writing a check and going to put it in the mail. And I go, hold on a second, she knows how to write a check? I'm like, I'm impressed with that at all, because I write a check like once a year, and I have to go to the bank and have them do it because I don't have a checkbook, because it's obsolete, people. So she proceeds to tell me that her daughter didn't know how to write an envelope. She didn't know where the to and the from and even the postage went. And I said, well, you didn't fail as a parent. We don't really mail things anymore. Most things are online. You scan them, you email them. And then she proceeds to tell me, well, my husband works at the post office. I said, well, you didn't fail. He did. The point is, common sense is not a sense at all. It's a set of skills. The next time you find yourself, under your breath saying that person has no common sense, catch yourself, step back, remove the judgment, and take some time out of your busy day to help them with that skill, whether it's at work, at home, wherever it might be. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
All right. The third thing we want our leaders to know, you suck at communicating. We're going to get the guts by the end of this. You suck at communicating. Communication is more than words. There's a lot involved in communication. There's body language, there's spatial distance, there's if your emotions are high, if you're a different generation, if you have a different natural language, there's listening. There's a lot involved in communication. So today we're only going to go over one, which is listening. We can be here all day talking about communication, how everybody sucks at it, right? But let's first go into active listening. Shut up and listen. Sometimes we just need to shut up and listen. So what I want to do here, I got to grab a cheat sheet over here, but what I want to do here is play a little fun game. Is that okay? All right. No matter what I say, everybody say yes and. So what are you going to say?
Yes and.
Okay, here we go. We are all going out to the parking lot, and we will get on an air-conditioned bus with bathrooms and mimosas.
Yes and.
We will drive out to the country to a beautiful farm.
Yes and.
We will then milk a black and white cow using our common sense set of skills.
Yes and.
Most of us will post these hilarious pictures on social media.
Yes and.
We will get back on the bus and drink all the mimosas and take the rest of the week off.
Yes and.
We can now stop saying yes and. However, the supportive personality needs to start saying no. What was the third statement I said? Milking the cows?
Yeah.
Milking the cows.
The cows, then posting pictures, and then drinking.
Wouldn't it be helpful if we always had a pen and paper in our hand? That's called active listening. It's removing distractions. What other distractions did we have in the room?
Listening for our cue.
Listening for our cue, listening to other people chuckle. I know I've asked you to turn your phones off, but maybe that would have been a distraction. We have so many distractions all the time. I always say we carry our phones, our laptops everywhere, and often we bring those into meetings. Turn off your Wi-Fi when you're in that meeting because the distractions of the Facebook message, of the email, they all come up, and now you're no longer listening to that person. And depending on your personality style, it's very hard to listen the way it is. Depending on who you're talking to, who's talking to you, and what's on your mind. Your things at home might be a distraction, somebody walking by, a train. So active listening is so, so important. Let me put my cheat sheet back over here. So again, shut up and listen. Some of you need to do that more. Some of you need to speak up more, and so that somebody else can shut up and listen. Reflection. Why do people have a hard time admitting that they might be part of the problem?
Then they need to change. They need to do something about it. It's easier to pick out others' faults.
Easier to pick out others' faults. They might need to change.
They may not know they're part of the problem.
They may not know they're part of the problem.
They're just in denial.
They're in denial. They may not know how to fix the problem. Or they may have a false ego and say, I'm afraid to admit it because I don't know what to do next.
Fear of failure.
Fear of failure. They may also be on the defense, right? A lot of times we get on the defense, it's not my fault, who can I blame? So this reminds me of a story of a client that I work with. So she came to me as a coaching client because her boss said to her, people don't want to work with you. They're afraid of you, they feel like there's always a conflict, and they don't want to work with you anymore. So she called me, and a couple of things that she said is, it's not my fault, they don't like me, they don't want to work hard. What personality style do you think she was? She was a good old Beamer. D's are the hardest personality style to change. No one can change because you want them to. They have to want to change. But they are the hardest personality style to change. They are stubborn. I know, I could speak this because it's me. They are stubborn. C's are the second hardest personality styles to change. You know why? Because they actually are always right. So why do I need to change? But she comes to me and we're working together, and I challenged her to do the acting lessons. So trying on a new personality style for 15 minutes a day for 20 working days. That alone was hard to get her to start because it's not going to work. This isn't my fault. Well, she did it, and she was astounded by the difference in the way people were reacting to her. It worked. She learned that she can't change other people, she can only change her reaction to other people. After 6 months of working together, we did a 360 survey, so we asked all these people around her for feedback. She went from avoidable and unlikable to 75% likability rating. It's huge, huge. She has a long way to go, but we're all a work in progress, right? Again, I challenge you to do the personality style acting lessons for 15 minutes a day, just to see how it feels. We're going to get the guts right now to say, dear leader, you are part of the problem. So are you ready? Got to get cheat sheets again here. Let me ask you this. What are the costs of not having those guts? What are the costs to the organization?
Loss of employees.
Loss of employees.
Productivity.
Productivity.
Loss of repeat business.
Loss of repeat business.
Decreasing bottom line.
Decreasing bottom line.
Clients leaving.
Clients leaving. Morale.
No new ideas.
No new ideas. So there's a big cost. These could bring organizations down. Employees come to work for companies, but they leave managers. They leave leaders. Most companies don't realize that. What's the problem here at the bagel shop? Oh, it may be the assistant manager. Regarding repeat customers, people say, oh, customers are always right and they're your most important asset. They're not. Your employees are your most important asset. Because without employees, even if you're not emotionally driven, you have no product and you have no service, and therefore you have no customer. Regarding the bottom line, there is a Gallup survey, the state of the American workforce, and it says in there, when companies improve employee and customer engagement, they get a 240% increase in productivity. 240% by simply improving engagement. Do you wish you had the guts to tell your leader you might be part of the problem? Or in this case, you are part of the problem? 75% of employees who have voluntarily left their company has said so that it was their relationship with their manager. So this was a survey from Gallup also, that they interviewed 1 million actively employed individuals. 1 million of them and 75% of them who've left a company said that they did it because of their relationship with their manager. That means no perk in the world, no money is going to get 75% of those 1 million people to stay. Wow. Wow. Again, no names, no faces. How many people in here have left a company because of their manager? It's astounding. So what we're going to do is we're going to gather your guts. So think in your head, if you have a leader, a boss, a manager who is a D personality style, this is specifically what you need to say to them. You ready? I just went to this amazing workshop. The speaker reminds me of you. Type A, fast-paced, brilliant. She shared a story of how to increase productivity and business outcomes by 240%. Can we meet to discuss this tomorrow for 15 minutes? Short, sweet, to the point, talking facts and not emotions. Got it?
Yep.
Pretty easy. If you have a boss, a leader, a manager who is an I personality style, ready to gather your guts? Oh, wow, I just went to this amazing workshop. You are just a great communicator. And the speaker talked about how to be even better. Can we have a quick meeting to share my ideas with you? I think you're really going to love this. Energetic, fast-paced, praise. You need to talk to what motivates them, not what motivates you. So you've got to put on a different personality style. If your leader is an S personality style, the way to gather your guts is a little bit different. Much longer. I just went to this amazing workshop. It dawned on me that you're always so supportive of everyone on the team. And I see people are taking advantage of your good nature. I learned that being more assertive while still being fair and consistent with following company policy will make you an even more effective leader. I'm worried about your brand with corporate, and I'm worried about how the team morale is going to feel. Can we meet to talk about this? That's it. It's all about the team. They want everyone else to feel good. So it's not about them in that case. That's for the S's, not for the D's and I's. That's specifically for the S's. And finally, if you have a boss, a leader, a manager who is a C personality style, you got to put the authoritative voice on. I just went to this amazing workshop about personality styles. I know that you are always thorough and never leave a stone unturned. You have an unbelievably high standard of excellence. However, not everyone else does or can achieve that. Can we meet for an hour to review what I have learned from the presentation to develop a step-by-step plan on how to become a more effective team? Sound about right? Totally, same conversation, different tone, different pace, different details. Some details, no details. So now you have the tools. Don't come complaining to me in a year that you have a problem leader. I challenge you to gather your guts and suck it up, Buttercup. Thank you.